Hey everyone, welcome back to the Mama Maverick channel. Now, you all know that they do say that you're the sum total of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Now, today we want to look at how these strings align with the sum total. We found a company that's reputable, which is Fetch.AI. So, as I look into other companies or other projects that are interesting or other technologies that are interesting, I find Fetch.AI right in the background, fitted in the puzzle somewhere in there. So that's very interesting. It's in bed with the right company, whether it's cautiously done or whether it's something that just happens as a coincidence, as you know, as these pieces align together, especially with the interoperability and these different organizations that will eventually come together as a consortium, whether they know it or not, to eventually build that financial ecosystem in the future that we all hope for and look forward to. Now, I want you to take a look at this title, hold on to it, do not lose track of it, and in the end, we'll show you how all these pieces tie together. This is Fetch.AI wins TIOTA Smart E-Mobility Challenge. Now, it's not just in the title in and of itself. In however much, on its own volition, it's very significant because, you know, Fetch.AI won such a significant challenge. It's about the TIOTA, which is the Trusted IoT Alliance. Now, we'll get to that at the end and we'll show you how everything connects together. Now, I want you to look at this company. It's called Sommelier or Sommelier. I find this company very interesting. You know, they haven't launched their mainnet yet, but they've launched a product which can be used right now, which I'll get into that in a minute. So let's run through their website really fast. Welcome to Sommelier, the new core processor for Ethereum. Move your DeFi assets into higher yields faster and cheaper. Now, this is the interesting part. They are working heavily with the Cosmos Target SDK. So they're working on that link, the interoperability. The solution they're building has a lot to do with Cosmos, the Cosmos Hub, the Cosmos Bridge, and that ability to leverage interoperability. And you can see here bi-directional Ethereum bridge. Then of course they talk about how it's secure and how everything is automated, you know, automated signature management for Ethereum transactions, enable automated DeFi trading for increased liquidity, momentum, and yield capture. The main purpose of this company is to curb the problem of impermanent loss. And I'm sure many of you have been victims to this, where you provide two liquidity pairs of two currencies, and as the currencies go up and down, as that volatility happens, the automated market makers within that liquidity pool try to rebalance the prices, to rebalance those pairs that they are the same price. And as that happens, you lose a ton of money, you know, in most cases. So in most cases, it's not even worth it to provide liquidity because of how much you lose due to that balancing. So they're trying to solve a problem of, you know, the impermanent loss problem. And when you go through the website, you see a couple of other things like automated portfolio rebalancing, lower Ethereum gas fee transactions, which I believe can be achieved by the use or leveraging Cosmos, greater liquidity momentum, and you can see their roadmap here. So eventually in Q3, I guess that's next month of 2021, Sommelier automated DeFi selections on Uniswap, Sommelier automated DeFi selections on SushiSwap, Sommelier automated DeFi selections on Binance Chain, and Sommelier decentralized autonomous organization launch. So guys, this is a project. If you're out there, you're looking for projects that are trusted, that have trusted teams, projects that are 100% not scams, projects that are working on the most fundamental issues in the cryptocurrency ecosystem, and those projects haven't launched, they haven't fully developed yet, but you can see where they're going. This is one that you should look out for. Sommelier. I think this is a massive project. You should bookmark this and look at the roadmap, look at where they're going. Now, obviously, you can see about Sommelier. Sommelier is a bet that Ethereum will be a dominant player in the global economy. Sommelier consists of the Cosmos Target SDK, its Tendermint-based consensus layer, and a decentralized bi-directional Ethereum bridge managed by the global network of validators, which I'll get into that in a bit. Liquidity providers will be able to use the Sommelier to author and execute complex and automated financial transactions such as portfolio rebalancing, limit orders, batched orders, as well as a host of other features that traders have come to expect from centralized finance but are not currently available in DeFi. Now here you can launch the app, but before we launch it, I want you to look at the team here and take note of this team, of this co-founder who's called Zaki Manian. take note of that name. We shall get into it in a bit and we shall show you how significant this is. Of course, there are other lead programmers and co-founders here, but the purpose of this video is to focus on Zaki Mania. In case you don't know who he is, that's the whole point of this video. Now, if you launch the app, this is where you go. So essentially, if you've used Uniswap version 3, it's crazy to figure out how to provide liquidity. You have to know how to rebalance based on the price, and if your price is below or above the current market price, you get a warning that it's an invalid range, and you have to figure out the price range within which you want to provide your liquidity. So I guess it's supposed to help with impermanent loss, but oh my gosh, imagine coming into this space and you know nothing about liquidity provision, and then you come here and you're like, okay, what's balancing? What's the minimum price? What's the maximum price? What is going on? So the whole point of Sommelier is that you come here onto their platform and you pick the liquidity pair you want to use. Let's say Uniswap with the Ethereum bridge. Now, I imagine they use WETH or wrapped Ethereum because they're supposed to be that interoperability with the Cosmos network. So there's this bridge. So you can choose a liquidity pair. You can just select it and automatically you can choose. They have this trend. Just like you've seen with Uniswap, you have to select the minimum and maximum price. So maximum price, you're like, okay, I'm assuming the markets are going to be bullish. Minimum price, I'm assuming the markets are going to be bearish. So that's the range I'm going to work within. This is actually similar to what MetaX is doing. They're creating a banded trading. So if you're trading derivatives, MetaX is the other product of Fetch.AI. So you're trading commodities within a banded range. And if you go past that position, you're liquidated or you're priced in, depending on your range or what you're trying to do. So it's something similar here. So with Uniswap, if you're providing that liquidity, you provide a minimum price, a maximum price, and your profits of that particular liquidity pool are given to you depending on that range. So Sommelier makes it easy. So you just come here, pick the pair that you want to provide liquidity into. It's already there. You just pick it and you can choose a minimum price, which is, instead of trying to decide what it is, just choose a bearish trend, or you can choose a bullish trend, or you can choose a neutral trend, which is not even available on Uniswap. And you fill in how much you want to provide, in this case LUSD and DAI, and the gas fees that you want, and then you enter the amount and voila, you've submitted liquidity to Uniswap. So I think this is an amazing product that you guys need to keep an eye on, because it's really going to simplify the product of Uniswap. That's big. Now, of course, this article here, the pairings by Sommelier, the frequently asked questions. Now, pairings is that app that we're looking at. And this document will just explain to you exactly what slippage is, if you're making a trade between different tokens, what price range do you want to operate in, and what other things mean on this application. Now, let's move on. So Zach Mania, the guy that we talked about before, we can see here, Zach Manian's Sommelier Finance raises 3.5 million to help DeFi investors avoid impermanent loss. So this is not just some, it's not a simple joke. These people are raising money. We want to look at that headline, then also look at this headline. Sommelier announces 1 million R&D grant from the Graph Foundation. You all know Graph. So many people are bullish on the blockchain called Graph. So they raised 1 million R&D grant from the Graph Foundation to deliver Graph Index performance improvements for blockchain market data. So guys, keep an eye out on this project. I think it's headed for great things. Now, this is where it even gets interesting. Now, we noted that they're trying to build the Gravity Bridge, and sort of they're building that interaction between the Cosmos ecosystem and Ethereum ecosystem. So they want to have that interoperability. Now there's this project called Althea, and when you come to their website, you're seeing fast, affordable, locally run internet. You can see here Net Equity and Althea announced strategic partnership to build broadband networks by using smart contracts. Net Equity Networks and Althea Networks have entered into a strategic partnership to finance, build, and operate last mile broadband networks. Our first project will be in rural Nebraska, where we will leverage the fiber optic network owned by OPTK Networks. And when you actually go to Google, well, you can see Net Equity is a company that really exists within Northgate, Sarasota in the United States. And you can see a couple of people that have used it here. The reviews, excellent, will always come back, whatever, always be a customer. So it's a real company partnering with Althea. So if you're wondering, what is the connection? It's this here, Gravity Bridge. You remember Sommelier was building that interoperability with Cosmos? So this Althea company announced, so you can see this headline here, announcing the Gravity Bridge, we are proud to announce the Ethereum Cosmos Bridge Gravity, which we will bring to the Cosmos Hub with a governance proposal later this year. And this was announced on January 18th, 2021. So this Althea company that's partnered with this net equity company that's building actual physical broadband infrastructure to the people. Like, this is blockchain really being used in a physical manner, in a real way. And there's somewhere, if you read into the document, you see that they're also partnering with Nigeria, which is Africa's biggest or second biggest economy. So these guys are trying to be global, and they're bringing products to the real world whilst using blockchain. So these are very strategic and very important partnerships. Now, this is where everything ties in. When you come and look at the team, the Althea team, there's the team here, Deborah Simpire, Justin Kilpatrick, Stephen Schumacher. Now, this is the thing. Check out who's an advisor here. Now, this is the significance. Director of Tendermint Labs at Tendermint. So Zach Manier is a director of Tendermint. This is pretty much the foundation of the Cosmos ecosystem. This is where that whole interoperability thing happens. Tendermint is a big deal within the Cosmos ecosystem. I've done a video about Cosmos, and if you don't know the significance of this, please go watch that video right now. I'm going to put it in the link somewhere. Now, it doesn't end there. Now, this gentleman is the executive director of the Trusted IoT Alliance. You see? So that's where the connection is. The Trusted IoT Alliance held this competition that was won by Fetch.AI, and Trusted IoT Alliance, we know, is an investor, was one of the earliest investors in Fetch.AI. And the director of Tendermint, which is a very, very significant part of the Cosmos ecosystem, who is also an executive director of the Trusted IoT Alliance, is an advisor of Althea, which is building a very significant technology, which is the gravity bridge between Ethereum. There's this thing called a PEGI, the PEG zones that help to link different blockchains using Cosmos hubs. Now, there's a PEGI zone, which is because when it comes to Ethereum, is proof of work. So linking proof of work technologies makes it a little bit harder. So with Ethereum, there's something called a PEGI, and these people are actually developing that. And he's an advisor of that. And we also saw earlier that he's the co-founder of Sommelier. So I think that's a very, very interesting link that we just discovered today. And it's not something I intended to do. I just found Sommelier, and I found that their technology was really, really amazing. And then I found their links to Althea, who are building a very, very significant part of the Cosmos ecosystem. And you discover that the same gentleman that's heavily an advisor or a co-founder of these teams that's heavily involved in these projects, he's the executive director of one of the biggest, alliances out there, and which is invested in the Fetch.AI ecosystem. So guys, I think that's very significant. And Fetch.AI, whether intentional or not, I think they are, in alliance, they are in the same room with the right people, the right group, the right company. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the content today. I personally found it extremely exciting, and I thought it's something that you might want to learn. And I'm very excited to keep an eye out on Sommelier and Althea to see what they're up to. And obviously always watching Fetch.AI, the ecosystem that will be extremely massive for humanity's future. Guys, take care. Have a good one.